Hey, this is Chris Crawford with Chris Crawford Knives, and I've got another review that I'm going to do on a CraftOptic product. Now, I did a review a few months ago on these CraftOptic glasses. I talked about the difference between them and Optivisors and what it took to switch from Optivisor to CraftOptics, the pros and cons to both, and why ultimately it was a good decision and why I prefer these over Optivisors now. So if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch that video. Now, one of the things I talked about in that video is I talked about the optional lighting package that you can get with the glasses. Now, I opted not to get the light package. And I think maybe in the video I talked about several reasons that I didn't get it. But one of the main reasons was just I have a lot of light in my shop. And I felt like I had enough light where I really didn't need it. I've got LEDs that run all around the shop. I've got individual lights over each of my tools. So I do have a lot of lighting. So I just didn't think that it was probably something that I would need. Anyway, after I made that video, CraftOptics reached back out to me and offered to send me the light kit to try out and see what I thought about it. And so I told him, yeah, I'll check it out for a while, and then I'll make a video and give my honest opinion of it. So anyway, so that's what this video is. Now, on my glasses, you may see here, we'll get some zoom ins for a minute. This is the light kit right here. It's just this little add-on. It adds on to the top of the glasses, so when you flip it up or flip it down, it gets out of the way. I've got a battery pack right here. I'll turn this thing on. This thing's pretty dang bright. See there? It's got bright and kind of a dimmer setting, and then off, so that you can cycle through. But anyway, I'll go ahead and maybe go ahead and get into this right now. The way I use my CraftOptics, it was a little awkward at first using the light package, and I'll tell you why. It's because of the cord. I have a battery pack down here. Anyway, it's hooked up right now. I'll show you how I hook myself into this stuff. That's why I can't pull it up. But having the cord and having the battery pack, it was a little awkward at first because I take my glasses on and off so much during knife making. Now, another thing I do is fly tying. I've made a few bamboo rods, so there's like if I was tying a fly, and I put these on, and I could flip the glasses down and have the light on or off. It would be perfect because I'm not moving around. I'm stationary. The problem I had getting used to at first was having the cord. Now you can see, maybe you can see here, I've got the cord like zip tied to different places, which really helped. I'll talk about that in a minute. But before that, having the cord, whenever I moved around, it would kind of slip off. And I actually found out after the fact. I was Lynn, who works for CraftOptics, she was asking about my opinion on the light kit. And I was telling her some of these things, and she sent me a link to a video where there's actually like a little clip that goes on the arms of the glasses, which I guess I didn't realize what it was, and I must have thrown it away because I couldn't find it. But it basically serves the same purpose of the zip ties that I'm doing right here. But it was just one of them. It just comes with one of them. But anyway, because I'm constantly taking my glasses off, and the reason I'm taking my glasses on and off a lot is because I talked about this in the last video, I've got my close-up prescription in the bottom, and then I've got a mid-range prescription in the top. I don't have if I look all the way across the shop, it's blurry, but I've got like arm's length at the top because if I'm doing most of my machines, I'm doing them at arm's length. And like I say, you can go back to the other video and I explain all that. But I got my close-ups right down here. So if I'm working like on a surface right here, it's in focus right here. And then if I want to drop down and get the magnification, so this is a 2x magnification, I get the magnification right here. And now, with the light, I can, let's see, let me get this thing turned on. So I can turn the light on like that. And so anyway, because I take them on and off so much, that's what took some getting used to. Now, set all that aside, I just want to talk about whether or not you need light, or whether or not you need more light. I didn't think I needed more light, but after putting these on, I realized how much the additional light helps. Okay, so what I found a lot of times is when I'm working on something, maybe I'll move the camera around and kind of show you an example, but when I'm working on something, there may be a little bit of a shadow. Even though I've got good lighting, there's still going to be a little bit of a shadow, like maybe because of where the light is that I'm just not quite seeing. And having the magnification plus the light and being able to get right over it, and no matter how I move my head, getting both the magnification and the light directed exactly where I'm looking, It's huge. I was surprised. It really does make a big difference. And so when I realized that, I thought, okay, well, I want to use this. Now I need to figure out how best I can use this to meet, for knife making, where I'm taking my glasses on and off and moving around a lot so that the cord's not in my way. And so you can see right here, man, my cord's it's like it's not even there, But anyway, so we'll talk a little bit about that. So let me move around, and I'll set up over something. I'll show you a couple of things about the light, and also something else that's kind of a pro or a con. I don't know how you'd say it. I guess maybe it takes a little getting used to, but then you find a way around it like most stuff. All right, well, let me move the camera. All right, here I am at my horizontal grinder. And so this would be, if I'm going to be, working on the tang of the knife, I just wanted to show you like what my lighting is. So this is just shop lighting right now. All right, now I've got a light above here, so I'm going to turn that on. All right, so you can see that. Now, this gives me pretty good light, and I'm going to put my CraftOptics glasses on, which you can't see from the camera. But this gives me pretty good light, and I'm looking down here, and I'm going to put my magnification on, and so that's pretty good. But I'm still in a little bit of a shadow there. So now watch, I'm going to turn on my CraftOptics light. So there's bright, there's dim, and then there's off. I don't know if you can see the difference. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. But usually when I'm using this, I don't use it on bright. I use it on dim, and I'll tell you why. As knife makers, we're dealing with a lot of flat surfaces, and so sometimes that is so bright that when I turn it on and I'm looking right at it, because I'm looking at a flat, shiny surface, it shoots it right back into my eyes. And so that is one thing that I had to get used to, is when I'm using the light, sometimes I may have to look at something that I got on bright there. Sometimes I may have to look at something just offset just a little bit so that I don't catch that reflection straight back into my eyes. But what it does is it really gets it down where I can see. I mean, I can just lightly touch off, and I've got plenty of light in order to see that. All right, here I am zoomed out. I just wanted to get a wide shot to show you the same thing that we were just looking at up close so that you can see. So I've got my optivisors here that I can flip up and down. Here's my light. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Yeah, you can see that. So there's my overhead light. I'm looking at it right here without my light on my optivisors. I mean on my, sorry if I said optivisors, on my CraftOptics glasses. So I'm going to turn on the, all right, so while I'm zoomed out, I'll show you here what I got. So this is the battery pack. It lasts a really long time. Like I've charged it up once, not charged it up since then. But it does have a sleep mode. So this is a switch right here that will turn it on and off, but it does have a sleep mode, so you got a little switch right here. So I just simply press that and it wakes it up. And let's see, there we go. So you can see I can cycle through them. All right, so I'm looking at it over here, grind. If I want to get my optivisors, I want to get my CraftOptics, I apologize, and drop these down. I can turn my light on. So there's bright. Now, just right there, it's reflecting back right in my eyes because I'm looking straight down over it. So this is what I was saying, I might have to kind of get used to looking at an angle, or I could dim it. And so dimming it's not so bad. I've still got the light, but it's not reflecting right back into my eyes from that flat surface. Now, I guess while it's over there, I can talk about the way I have this thing set up. Turn that off. All right. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to get the cord and everything out of the way so that I could easily take my glasses on and off. And this is what I came up with. All right, so I've got a couple of zip ties right there on the side. And this gives me enough to raise the light up and down without any obstruction. And then I've got another little zip tie right here, another zip tie right down here. And so that just keeps my cord in line with the lanyard. Now at the bottom of the lanyard, you've got this little clip that you can put on there that hooks it into the bottom. And so the nice thing about that is when they're on in the back now, with the way I've got it tethered, that cord goes straight down, all right? Now, after I did that, that really helped. I like to put my pack on first. So I'm gonna put my pack on right there. We'll come around the back, put these on like this. Now, the other thing was sometimes this cord, if I was working, it would kind of come around my shoulder, whatever, like that. So the other thing I added was just a little, so this is just a little clip, you know, just a little clip. So I clip this onto the cord so that it slides, and then I just clip this into my belt loop. So I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully, can you see that down there? Yeah. So I clip that into my belt loop, and what that does is it keeps the cord running straight down my back. So then when I take my glasses on and off, everything stays in line and behind the back. And so once I figured that out, once I started doing that, I mean, it was a huge improvement. So I can just take them on and off, no problem. Now another thing is, let me grab my headphones real quick, or my ear protection. So this is another thing. Like, I wear these in the shop a lot. And with these glasses set up this way, you could probably do it the other way too, but I can put these on over them like that, and so it doesn't interfere, and I can still use the glasses on and off. Now, of course, if I want to take the glasses off, I have to take the headphones off or the ear protection off, but I'm still able to use the light just like that. All right, there's one other thing I want to show. I guess I can just talk about it right here. Now, so if I'm looking at something like right here, like this close, right? And I'm wanting the magnification. I want the light and the magnification. So let's see. All right, so here I have the light. Get a little closer. Here I have the light and the magnification. Now, but I noticed that sometimes I don't want the magnification, but I want the light. Now, I don't think they were probably designed to work this way. I don't know. Maybe they were. But there's times where I want to just look through my bottoms, but I don't want the magnification. But I feel like there would be an advantage to having the extra light. And so that's what's good about this is right here, get down a little more, I can tilt this, and if I push it all the way down and then I adjust this, like you can see here, now I'm looking through my bottom lenses and I have magnification right there where I am. So even if I was over here and not wanting to use my magnification but just wanted to use my lower, you know, my lower prescriptions, I've got light right there. Or anything, really anything. If I'm drilling a hole, anything like that, I now have direct light wherever I'm looking, even when I'm not looking through the uppers. But if I do want to look through the magnification, I just do the magnification there, and then I adjust my light, you know, to hit my magnification. So that's a way you can kind of get a dual purpose out of it, and that's the way I use it. So anyway, I know I've been rambling, talking fast. My point of it is, the light kit's really beneficial, and I've enjoyed having it. Like I mentioned, it took me a little while, just because of the way I use my glasses, it took me a little while to get used to having the extra stuff on. And it's just like I mentioned with the optivisors. So with the optivisors, you know, I had them on, so all you have to do with optivisors, you just flip them up and on, you know, down like that. You're like, when I don't want any glasses at all, I just flip it up and I'm done with it. Where these, because I do have my prescription in the bottom, which is excellent, you know, it's really great, and I have a very light prescription, but because it's in the bottom, you know, I'm able to keep them on, and it really gives me a better vision of bench work and that kind of stuff like that. But there are times I want to take them off, so I had to kind of get used to that originally, but then when I went and added the cord, you know, the battery pack. Well, now I've got a battery pack right here. I've got a cord running around, so it's more to deal with. Again, like I said, if I was just sitting still doing fly tying, or if I was wrapping rods and that kind of stuff, it'd be perfect, you know, because you're not moving around. But for the shop, it took a little getting used to at first. However, now that I'm used to it, I don't want to do without it. I mean, I love it. I recommend it. If you think you have enough light in your shop, you might, but you can always benefit from more light. And so anyway, so that's the end of it. If you got questions, you can send me questions about it. I'll see if I can answer them. Hopefully I did right by CraftOptics, who, like I said, sent these to me to review and check out. And so I really do like them. And again, they did come with a little clip. I saw that thing. I don't remember what happened to it, and I didn't know what it was, and I probably threw it away. So there's a little clip that like snaps on to the bar, and then your cord snaps into it. But as I mentioned, there's only one point of contact. And so you can see I've got multiple little zip ties on there. All right, well, that's the end of it. I do recommend the light kit. I didn't think I would need it. Is it something you need? I don't think you really need anything. I mean, you probably didn't even need the glasses, but the glasses are definitely nice, and it's definitely made my work better. And the light kit has added to that as well. So I would recommend the light kit. And hopefully this video will help someone else who is kind of looking and trying to make those same decisions. Thanks.